The Scientific Guidance Panel advises Biomonitoring California on many issues, such as which chemicals to measure in California residents.
Dr. Wilson, did you have a comment?
Would you entertain a motion?
I would.
Then I would move that the panel designate non-halogenated aromatic phosphates as a class for biomonitoring in California.
I wanted to start out by reminding everyone what designated chemicals are. Designated chemicals are chemicals that can be considered for biomonitoring. And they are chemicals that are part of the CDC's National Reports on Human Exposure to Environmental Chemicals program. The panel can also recommend additional designated chemicals for inclusion in the program using specific criteria. There's widespread and probable increasing use of non-halogenated aromatic phosphates. All of these are high production volume chemicals. Several are in the range of 10 to 50 million pounds reported in 2006.
What we're discussing then is whether we as a panel feel that we should consider designating these non-halogenated aromatic phosphates as a class, or whether we would like to defer that until later when there's more information available, such as from those NTP studies that were mentioned, or we could also decide against designating. Are there any thoughts from the panel about these different options?
They're emerging as the substitute for substances that that California has identified as problematic, being the brominated flame retardants. So they're emerging as commercially important in California. They're problematic with regard to both persistence and bioaccumulation, and they're problematic on the hazard side as well.
On known or suspected health effects, there certainly pretty good information on neurotoxicity and some very interesting and worrisome information on endocrine effects for a number of these chemicals.
There are a number of compelling cases, I think, here. By any sort of chemical hypothesis, we should find these. They're persistent, very persistent by certain criteria. They're rising in use. So I think it's an opportunity for us to really watch something happening and see and learn about whether there are mitigations or what the sort of dimensions of it are. So it's a very important opportunity.
As Dr. McCone mentioned, very compellingly, there's the need to assess the efficacy of public health actions to reduce exposure, and then the flip side of that, which is the potential for associated potential for increased exposure due to various actions, such as flame retardancy standards.
Dr. Wilson, did you have a comment?
Would you entertain a motion?
I would.
Then I would move that the panel designate non-halogenated aromatic phosphates as a class for biomonitoring in California.
The panel can vote. Yes.
In favor.
All right. The panel unanimously voted in favor of designating non-halogenated aromatic phosphates to the California Environmental Contaminant Biomonitoring Program.
For more information, visit our website, biomonitoring.ca.gov. Biomonitoring California is a joint program of the California Department of Public Health, the Office of Environmental Health Hazard Assessment, and the Department of Toxic Substances Control.